because of the weight disadvantage.
Can you imagine, bro? You're fighting Canelo Alvarez, man. Nobody ever heard of you. Nobody even knows your name. All that stuff, bro.
But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo. He's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter.
Floyd Mayweather responded to talk of Terence Crawford possibly fighting Canelo Alvarez, saying it's a solid matchup, but also advised Crawford to be careful. He pointed out that boxing isn't something to take lightly, especially with a big weight difference, and urged Crawford to think it through before stepping into the ring.
And it's a good matchup with those two. You know, may the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
Terence Crawford is determined to prove his doubters wrong, calling the Canelo fight a big challenge, something he welcomes. He believes no one else has the power he does and feels confident in his skills. While some say Canelo is too big and question his decision, Crawford is focused on proving he can take on the challenge.
Because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges. And I love the people that, I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big, this and that. I can hear it now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Weight classes are a key part of boxing for a reason. They're not just rules. They protect fighters from facing opponents who may be too big or powerful, like in the case of Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. The main concern is clear: the big gap in weight. Canelo is solid at 168 pounds, while Crawford built his career in much lighter divisions. Many fighters and experts are concerned that moving up in weight could be a tough adjustment for Crawford.
Divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Well, Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound-for-pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this: it's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining. So I don't really care about who he fights. But I will tell you like this: he's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford.
Current fighters aren't staying quiet either. Rolando Romero openly said weight classes exist for a reason, pointing to the clear size gap between Crawford and Canelo. He even predicted a win for Canelo based purely on his physical advantage. Floyd Mayweather, who beat a younger Canelo years ago, recently looked back on that fight. He admitted that Canelo back then wasn't the same as the fighter we see today. Since that loss, Canelo has improved, gained power, and become much more dominant. Mayweather acknowledged that even though he was the older fighter at the time, he could already see Canelo's strength and potential.
You know, Canelo said that because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. You know, I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy. Even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm gonna go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson didn't hold back when discussing the fight. He believes Crawford is making a mistake by choosing to face Canelo. Tyson pointed to Canelo's power, aggressive approach, and his ability to break opponents down with non-stop pressure. In Tyson's view, Crawford has a small chance of winning, and the risk of the fight is greater than the reward.
See this Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. It's just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
Rising star David Benavidez shared a more mixed opinion. While he respects both fighters, he admitted he would prefer the fight didn't happen. Benavidez understands that Canelo is the biggest name in boxing right now, and everyone wants a shot at him. Still, he's concerned about Crawford's rapid weight jump. In his view, chasing greatness is important, but it shouldn't come at the expense of fairness or safety.
Throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight, it would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And and after this fight, what else are you gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's
Amir Khan, who once faced Canelo in the ring, offered a heartfelt warning. Reflecting on his own experience, Khan admitted he underestimated how much size matters. He called Canelo a beast and said he learned the hard way why weight classes are important. His message to Crawford was simple: move forward carefully.
Canelo was a beast, and you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, size, there's now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old and this, that, another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't his levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight each other.
Boxing analyst Showbiz, the adult, shared a chilling perspective. He recalled hearing Canelo's punches up close and described how powerful they sounded, even when Canelo wasn't throwing with full force.
Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, got Canelo. Yeah. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
What pay the bill? That's why Canelo.
Joe Rogan, a longtime fight expert, focused on Canelo's raw power. He didn't break down Canelo's strategy or technique. Instead, he highlighted the serious physical damage Canelo is capable of inflicting.
Guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom! Bro, he hit.
Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back either. In a live interview, he made it clear that he strongly dislikes the idea of this fight. Smith believes Crawford is at a disadvantage due to the clear gap in weight and strength.
I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life, and he kept coming he wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Paulo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Legendary Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez kept his prediction straightforward. If Crawford takes the fight, he'll get knocked out. While he respects Crawford's skill, he believes Canelo's power at 168 pounds is just too much. With decades of experience behind him, Chavez's warning carries serious weight.
The two fighters are gonna be different weight classes, even though they're gonna fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is gonna knock him out.
Shawn Garcia also spoke out with a warning for Crawford. He acknowledged Crawford's high boxing IQ, but stressed that Canelo's physical presence could be a major obstacle. Garcia believes that in this particular matchup, skill alone might not be enough to overcome Canelo's size and power.
Crawford? Yeah. I think Canelo just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. You gotta give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented, and he'll for sure give Canelo a fight, and Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn offered a different perspective, calling the matchup a strange one. He said that while it might grab attention, the big weight gap makes it seem more like a spectacle than a serious contest. Hearn added that even if Crawford wins, some fans might still question it because of the size difference, while if Canelo wins, it'll just be seen as expected.
I think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him. Yeah.
Trainer Joel Diaz pointed out that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his ability to absorb heavy shots from larger opponents. He explained that Crawford may struggle to hurt Canelo, which could leave him vulnerable during the fight.
That Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything.
Oscar de la Hoya, former champion and current promoter, called the fight a money grab. He questioned whether it makes sense competitively, pointing to boxing history. In most cases where a smaller, skilled fighter took on a much larger opponent, the advantage usually went to the bigger man, he noted.
William who? Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations. With Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Crawford doesn't rely on his power. He relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime. And so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
Okay, you have it, Oscar De La Hoya.
Journalist Raphael disagreed with Stephen A. Smith, along with Raphael Mensch, arguing that Crawford isn't chasing money, he's chasing greatness. While Raphael respected Crawford's ambition, he admitted the road ahead is dangerous. Crawford would need a nearly perfect game plan just to stay competitive. Not everyone is against the fight.
Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try.
Teddy Atlas, a respected trainer and analyst, is one of the few experts who believes Crawford has a real chance. He praised Crawford's intelligence, toughness, and ability to adapt during a fight. Atlas sees Crawford as the kind of fighter who doesn't break, mentally or physically, and believes he has what it takes to beat the odds.
So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. But who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight.
That wraps up today's show. Thanks for tuning in.